Hey guys, it's Ryan again with College Football Unlimited. Today we're going to end up going over Texas A&M's season win total projection for the 2019 season. If you're not familiar with our work, College Football Unlimited is a sports betting resource, obviously geared for college football betting. What we do is use player ratings and our 13,000 player database to drive each team's power rating. Each power rating is used in combination with the neutral site or home field advantage, as well as situational conditions like look ahead, let down, sandwich, and Super Bowl spots. So we use those factors to generate a final score that's proven beneficial for bettors in the past. So we'll go ahead and get started with Texas A&M. I'll go ahead and warn you guys, Texas A&M's schedule is brutal this year. The only saving grace that they have is that most of their brutal games and tough games have a very easy or a somewhat easier game beforehand. So as you can see, we've gone ahead and got started with week 1. Texas State comes to town. Texas A&M is going to be a 45-point favorite and a 98% chance to win. We'll go ahead and tally up each game on the far right hand side, so once we're done we'll have a cumulative or a overall season win total projection. So after the week 1 warm up, they'll have Clemson on the road. Spoiler alert, this is going to be Clemson's toughest regular season matchup in week 2, so as long as Clemson's got their head on straight in week 2, they're still 15-point favorites. I don't see Clemson not getting into the playoff this year. So with that said, we will still apply Texas A&M's 21% chance at the upset. If you watched any of our previous videos, we do not do FCS opponents in the simulator, only FBS opponents. So we'll go ahead and simulate the 99.87% win percentage for Texas A&M for week 3 against Lamar. After Lamar, they have Auburn coming to town. Like I said, there is a little bit of a break in between their last game, Clemson, and now Auburn. They will have a 60% chance at winning this one. Then we have a neutral site game against Arkansas. As you can see, if it were played at Texas A&M, it would be a 14-point favorite. But with the neutral site indicator, it drops down closer to 12. They'll have a 72% chance at winning that one. Then they'll get a bye week before the big game against Alabama. Another brutal test for Texas A&M. As you can see, we had the neutral site indicator on. We'll take it off. And they'll be 15.5-point underdogs to Alabama. This equates to a 21% chance to win. In week 8, they'll go on the road and play Ole Miss. They'll be 16 to 17-point favorites here and a nearly 80% chance to win. After Ole Miss, they'll go back home and get the other Mississippi school, Mississippi State. Texas A&M will be a small favorite here, a 3-point favorite, and a 56% chance to win. They'll get a small break the next week with UTSA coming into town. They'll be big favorites here, a 41 to 42-point favorite. After UTSA, they'll end up having a bye week and have South Carolina come into town afterwards. They'll be almost double-digit favorites here and have a 68% chance to win. Texas A&M finishes with possibly the toughest 2-game stretch for anyone in the country, finishing at Georgia and at LSU. They'll be nearly 12-point underdogs against Georgia and have a 27% chance to win, followed by the trip to LSU, where they will also be an underdog. Here they'll have a 39% chance to win. With that, we'll go ahead and add the last game's win percentage for at LSU. This brings our overall season win total projection for Texas A&M to 7.44. I think most Vegas outlets have 7.5 as their current line. This is a pretty fair line if you consider how many tough games, like we said earlier, at Clemson, Auburn at home, a bye, then they get Alabama. They also have Mississippi State. South Carolina is not a simple, easy game. As you can see, only a 68% chance of winning, so not a guaranteed win there. Then followed by the 2 toughest road games in a row that anybody has in the country at Georgia and at LSU. This is a very solid team, this Texas A&M team. They are solidly inside our top 12. So just because this total is at 7.5, don't take it as an indictment on what kind of team this is. They've obviously been stuck with a very brutal schedule. But, as I I said earlier, hopefully they can take advantage of some of these easier games coming up before some of these juggernauts. And another way that I like to think about it, don't be surprised if they end up upsetting either Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, or LSU. If you look at these probabilities, a 20%, a 27%, a 20%, and a 40%, those are about a quarter percentage over those 4 games. The math checks out that one of these games will be an upset for Texas A&M. So at the beginning of the year, most people would end up saying maybe they end up beating LSU. But with that being said, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they snuck up on one of these other 3 teams. So with that said, if you're a Texas A&M fan, be excited about an 8-win season. Anything better than that's amazing. Anything less than that's really, I think you've really taken the short stick in the scheduling department this year. So as always, guys, we appreciate any love that you give us on social media, on your message boards, any posts or links to our videos. We greatly appreciate it. We're really building our brand this year. So any kind of love that you give, some of you have already done that. We appreciate it so much. So as you can see, we do have a preseason trial going on. If you like what you've seen in the video, give it a look. All we need is an email address to get you started. It'll be free during the off season up, I think, till August 21st. So give it a look. You also have access to some of our matchup analysis and other weekly recap videos, mostly regarding to the wagering aspect of our service. So as always, guys, we appreciate the view. And until next time, take it easy.